Kawhi Leonard is an interesting character. He's a superstar, he's the Claw, but he's been known for showing no emotion. But then this surfaced. The laugh. And that got a lot of people like me confused on Kawhi and his personality. So what if Kawhi Leonard is a sociopath? It's time to delve into the mind of Kawhi Leonard, and trust me, it's deep. What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. The tone of this video is gonna be different than my normal videos, as you probably expected. I've always been interested in the mind and psychology of players. It's why I love Kobe so much, and the term sociopath has been floating around a lot. Thanks, Shane Dawson. But I'm going to explain what a sociopath actually is, because it's not necessarily negative, and if Kawhi fits that. Kawhi has always been interesting to me because of a lack of interest he's shown. I mean, it's sometimes comical how he doesn't have any reaction. Like, sometimes I'm just watching him and in my head I'm like, come on man, smile, laugh, anything. No! I love watching his game, and I love how he came up from being this nobody to being a superstar. This complete personality shift though, from when he was on the Spurs to now on the Raptors, and the laugh.
He's right there.
This shift came out of nowhere, or did it? In order to get to the bottom of this, we first gotta go back. Nah, further back. If you like this type of content, hit that like button for me and let me know if you want me to make this a series of analyzing the minds of other NBA players, cause I really want to make this a series. Kawhi Leonard's childhood was rough. His parents were divorced and Kawhi lived with his mom. Anytime he had with his dad was at his dad's car wash, but his father was fatally shot when Kawhi was 16. It was a traumatic event because Kawhi was super close to his dad and he looked up to him, and Kawhi sort of closed up after that, or so we're told. Many people believe that it was this event that made Kawhi Leonard not smile at games and not show emotion on the court, but according to his mom, Kawhi has always been shy and soft-spoken. But after his dad passed away, he withdrew even more into his shell and turned off his emotions, going to the basketball court to practice and practice. In short, he wasn't Allen Iverson.
Talking about practice.
Even in his high school days, he just didn't show any emotion on the court. When he was drafted, he smiled only when he saw everyone else smile around him. In the biggest moment of his life, he awkwardly smiled and walked up. I mean, he straight up looks like a robot impersonating a human. Like someone's pressing buttons to show emotion. That's why this Raptors press conference came out of nowhere. Like, what the heck, Kawhi? It seemed forced and almost intentional. Before I continue though, I want to really define what a sociopath is, because it's not evil. Bet you thought I was about to say I had a sponsor. I wish. Sociopathy is an antisocial personality disorder in which a person cannot feel emotion. You can see why Kawhi could fall under that general definition, but there's more to it than that. You see, a classic definition of a sociopath has no conscience. They lack remorse because they cannot feel it. They are impulsive, pathological liars, irresponsible, and try to fit in by mimicking other human behaviors. But that doesn't mean that all antisocial people are sociopaths. In fact, you can even have some of these traits and not be a full-on sociopath. There's this thing called an antisocial personality spectrum. You can be on the spectrum and not be violent or evil. It just means that you have some sort of mental issue in understanding social constructs. I think the Shane Dawson video over dramatizes what sociopaths are, and that's why I had to clarify what it actually is. It's not something to be made fun of, and no, it's not being an introvert or being shy. With Kawhi Leonard, it's a matter of figuring out whether he's just introverted and reserved, or does he really have sociopathic tendencies. So I tried to find the times where he's showed emotion in public, and trust me, it was hard. But whenever he has shown emotion, it's never seemed genuine. He only cracks a smile after he looks around and sees other people happy. Just look at this interview. Kawhi has just won Finals MVP. His team has just won an NBA championship. And what is his reaction? Yeah, that. It's like he forgot to turn on his emotions there. Compare that to other Finals MVP interviews, and it's a big difference. Heck, even the calm Tim Duncan is smiling and enjoying. Tim Duncan, who is known to be one of the most calm players, is happy. It's the normal reaction, but Kawhi just forgoes that in this moment. His body language is all business, as if it was just some task that he completed. I could show you countless moments where he just doesn't have emotion where you usually would, but alright, I'm gonna show it to you anyway. Quick montage. I love the answer Kawhi gave in the Raptors press conference.
I mean, it's just more question you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself.
That got me thinking, what about his family and life off the court right now? Turns out, Kawhi Leonard has a girlfriend and a daughter. Who knew? Did everyone know Kawhi Leonard had a daughter? No! I have never seen his daughter. Like, what? It looks like he's enjoying himself, which is so rare to see. I just have never seen Kawhi Leonard be the only guy smiling or laughing, and even in this video, he's doing what everyone else is doing. But I'm gonna give him a pass on this one because he's with his daughter. I hadn't even seen him laugh until last week, so this is definitely surprising. His former teammates have stated that Kawhi is a quiet guy, but he's quite funny because he has these one-liners that make people laugh. I'm not sure if I really buy that, and if that's true, then why don't we ever see that Kawhi? I get not having a presence in front of the media cameras, but what about during the game? Or just more teammate interactions? What if those interactions were meant to keep teammates happy enough so that they would play together? What if he's trying to build his personality for his brand? The more I delve into what Kawhi has done, the more of a good person he seems. He runs basketball camps for kids in San Diego. He seems like a good family man. And it's fine to build your image and reputation, but what if Kawhi is doing this because he sees other people doing it? Hypothetically speaking, if Kawhi had sociopathic tendencies and never had to mimic feelings until today, he wouldn't be that great at showing emotion.
I'm a fun guy.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And then when he would try to, it would come out awkwardly. If he shut off his emotions when his father died as a coping mechanism and never needed them to succeed and instead put hours in the gym to get what he wanted, then we might see the Kawhi we see today. This tendency could have actually helped Kawhi isolate everything else and be the hardest worker in the gym. It also goes along with the idea that Kawhi has stated that he wants his claw brand to grow, and so now he's putting on new emotions. I think that this interview was especially interesting. Kawhi appeared on the Kelly and Michael show after winning the NBA championship, and if you watch this, Kawhi is smiling and laughing. But why didn't he do that before? If he's comfortable on camera, why does he hide his emotions? It's almost as if Kawhi was told to be personable, and so he followed the script. Compare this to his Finals MVP speech, and you see two different Kawhis. You can actually see that he just flips on the switch. Compare this to commercial Kawhi, and it's more comparable. It's an act. Also, watch these commercials. They're really funny. Now, I also want to talk about the whole Kawhi Leonard injury situation because communication there was also an issue. I don't know if Kawhi is a pathological liar by any standard because I don't have any evidence that would show that he is or isn't. But impulsive? Oh. This whole situation was impulsive. Let me explain. Kawhi got injured. The Spurs medical staff, one of the best medical staffs in the NBA, cleared him to play. He played and looked fine, but he said he had problems. He got pissed off at the staff, and as a result, he refused to play until his own doctors cleared him up, refused to talk to his teammates, and then requested for a trade in a situation in which Michelle called him a diva. She called a grown-ass man a diva.
You don't talk, you don't defend yourself. Now you got stories coming out that you're coming off as an obnoxious diva.
That all happened so quickly, and he just tossed the Spurs around. He tossed an organization that believed in him and developed him, that doesn't make any sense. It could be considered impulsive. Maybe it was an over-concerned family that rushed him into the decision, but considering that his family has never been a factor until now, it seems out of place. So Kawhi also responded to all the people commenting on his laugh, saying that he doesn't follow social media and that it isn't surprising because he's a high-caliber player. It's hard to qualify his quotes as antisocial or just narcissistic because I could see other players saying this too, but where did this come from? Since when has Kawhi Leonard clapped back at others like that? This is the same guy that has said that he's a low-key guy, that he doesn't want to bring attention to himself. I can respect that, but then you say you want to be in LA? All these decisions are impulsive. All of this just leads me to believe one thing, and that is that Kawhi Leonard is on the antisocial personality disorder spectrum, that the death of his father actually caused him to develop sociopathic tendencies, that this helped him focus on the game and drove him to the top, that he is not a sociopath but on the left end of the spectrum, meaning he has a slight case of antisocial personality disorder. What we are seeing now is the birth of a new Kawhi, one who wants to grow his brand and is trying to fit in with the world. He didn't need to care if he fit in the world when he was focusing on just basketball. He just had to be good. But to grow his brand, the world has to like him, and so enter Laughing Kawhi. Am I some sort of psychologist or psychiatrist? Heck no. Have I studied psychology? Yeah, still. I am nowhere near qualified to make the final conclusion. That's why the title of this video is a question. A question to you guys after all that you've seen in this video. After all the evidence is presented. After what you know, is Kawhi Leonard a sociopath? I really want to make more videos about analyzing the minds of other players and what makes them, them. So hit that like button if you want this series to continue and to actually be something. I also want to get the discussion started on Kawhi Leonard because he is honestly so interesting. If you made it to this point in the video, you're a real one. The Instagram shout of the day goes to Argia, and the all-day notification squad shout goes to Tommy the Goat. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to hit the bell for all-day notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit that subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.